The beginning was better. Okay, so on Saturday I was dancing and I kind of just like fell over and I turned my leg out to support myself to like save myself. You can see it's really swollen. And it's not broken, which I didn't think it was going to be. I got an x-ray, it's fine. I got an MRI and the guy said that I sprained my MCL. I was really worried that I did something worse because it hurts so bad, and I've never injured my knees before. I've never had any problem with my knees ever. I sprained my MCL and I should be off for 3 weeks, which is not enough time until Fringe starts. So we're adapting everything, and that sucks as a person because it sucks. I've talked to a lot of people who've had MCL sprains. That's only grade 1, so it's not even that bad in terms of how bad it could have been. And
I guess.
Yeah, you guys, right? And I just don't want to like screw people over by saying I'll be fine, and then when it comes to show day, have no backup plan and have nothing available for them to be able to do. So they've redone it so that I'm not in it, and we'll see closer to the actual date how able-bodied I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna try. We had to make decisions quickly about how we were going to move forward for with the show, and keeping Miles' health in mind, which was the most important to us, and it made it hard because we would love to say just push through it. We want you in the show. Doing it without him is completely different. But longevity-wise, we want to be doing this for a while. I would like to be dancing with Miles till I'm 70.
It's hard to not blame like myself or like the person who gets injured. It's hard to not blame yourself when things happen because you always think of like, well, what if I just didn't do that? Or if I was just not there at that time? Or me using the feelings of letting my friends down and my company members down. I think that we've all kind of geared towards the positive of making, like just adapting to it. Like, what are we going to do to fix this? And I'm going to be at every rehearsal, of course. Like, you can't keep me away. This won't keep me away. But I now have a different role in like what I'm doing. Like, still going to be around, still giving help. And it's not even just me. Like, it would damage the show in a whole, like, yeah. It's a good time.
The piece is called Half a Dozen Dreams. It's kind of an amalgamation of my piece and Monica's piece. In the piece, like each person kind of takes us through their own journey, their own dream.
So it was really about exploring, and I just took it to the next level and made it like fantastical is the word we use.
It's not really so much about what I'm trying to say to people, to the audience, about my piece. The thing I care about most really is working with these people and like what we discover, like what we find, like working through, like the process. That's what I was interested in. That was what I wanted to experience, what I wanted to do. And whatever came of it is what it is.
As the entire show itself out to lunch, what do you want your audience to take away from? as a whole, all 3 pieces put together.
With the title Out to Lunch, with the pieces we've created, we're kind of all a little bit strange in our own way. In one, we're aliens. In another, we're a lot of misfits. And in this, we're fantastical creatures. None of us have ever produced a show.
No, totally.
And although it's through Fringe, so they're doing a lot for us, it's our first time facilitating other people. Like, we have lighting designers, we have a kick-ass stage manager who can do everything, and she's exceedingly organized and she takes very good care of herself. But we have 2 choreographers, we have a writer, we have dancers, we have music, we have costumes, we have all these things that usually when we were in school somebody else kind of took care of.
Dance itself is super physical, but that's how I like to kind of portray and to display my emotion. I hate letting people know how I feel. Dance is something that you can very much kind of suck everything that you've been feeling like through that weekend, and at a rehearsal, the piece kind of speaks to you about that specific thing, let it all out.
It's mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, it's everything for me, and I feel that like some other than these 5 lovely people, when I'm talking to other people about my lifestyle, they don't understand it as much. Just because we're trying to make a living, we have to work other jobs, but yet we still want to do what we love. I love it, so I push through it. It's been difficult last month for me too, just like being sick and not being able to get over it, and just wanting to do better in rehearsals and like push more, but having your body say, can't push as hard as you want to. So it's just big ball of everything.
If I didn't dance, and even like to this day, if I don't dance in a week or in like 2 weeks, I get weird. Like I go weird. And it gave me such like a different purpose that made me almost better at other aspects of my life. Melina, take more time in the chair. Because Sarah just got there, Sarah. Yeah.
When we first started it, we spent a lot of time thinking about what name we wanted, because we wanted it to be really epic, like we wanted it to describe what we want to represent ourselves with, and like we want to be seen as. We went in the studio, we worked on this thing that had no purpose, and we were just moving together, and we were, I don't know, Miles was sort of facilitating the session, and we were just throwing things, like throwing ideas around, and then there was this one thing where we were trying to figure out a timing for a succession of movements, and then I just blurted out, it's like a half-second echo from this person to this person, and then everybody was like, oh my God, half-second echo.
We were like, say that again. Like, that sounds good. Start to ring to it. We were leaving school, we all did this huge end of the year show, and we're like, there was all this adrenaline, end of the year dances. Like we were together for 4 years, giving it, dancing, and then we're like, oh my God, like we're all gonna just go our separate ways and not do this anymore. Individually for me, this was kind of a catalyst to ensure I kept dancing.
Leaving school, you spend so much time in a dance program or performance program with the same people. Our class was, at the end of the last 2 years, like 30 people that we spent every single day with, in studio, out of studio, rehearsals, even like regular classes. So it was a nice way for us to kind of keep those connections and be able to stay late, because it's so hard to keep in touch with people.
I mean, we've gone through obstacles and things this year that I think have made us grow as individuals, as a group, and made us like the glue that keeps us together, just even more stronger.
We will always have a base to come back to not lose touch with those that we actually had such strong connections with for so long. And I think about that in terms of like not even like artistically or creatively, just like as people, like the city,
Yeah.
this world is huge, and no matter where we go, and we all have different dreams, even though they might have initiated from a similar baseline, they all are so different, and we all are so different as people, that like this will always be something that we can hold on to, I think, even if we go on to, I don't know, move back home for a bit, or like tour with some other company or do other things. Like I feel like there's always going to be enough of us around to keep it alive that we can come back to.
I've known people since like grade 7, and I've only known these people for 5 years, and I feel connected to them in a deeper level because I've been dancing with them. Like you just share, I don't know.
So much.
Yeah.
We've shared a lot.
You've shared a lot. We're like telepathic. Like I'm not kidding. Yeah. There's something about like moving with bodies that there's just moments where we just know each other's bodies. We know each other. You just look at somebody and you know what they're thinking. You know what they're
You
about to say.
understand what
Yeah, on a
feeling.
fuller level of trust. Yes, trust. There's a lot of stuff going on in life, but you come to the studio and somehow it goes away for a while. You don't have to put on a different face if somebody's upset. Like we are present and ourselves all the time.
Made a show that we would probably want to go see if we weren't in it. Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of dance shows all over Toronto, but I feel like I think we have something a little bit different. No, not think, it is.
It is.
We have something different, and our pieces show that.